Welcome to Lashback, everyone. I'm Natalyan.
And I'm Phoebe, and this week we're going to be talking about the things that no longer exist. Like what, Nat?
So the first one I thought about was, and I don't know if they had this in America or anywhere else, but in the UK, you'd have the talking clock and you'd phone, I think, 123 to get the talking clock. But does that still exist or not?
Yeah.
That still exists.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. Hang on.
Do it now. But would people use
One,
it?
two, three. Can you hear that?
As a sub-stroke, the time from BT will be 8:22 and 40 seconds.
What accent is that, though?
That's Scottish.
That was
Soft Scottish.
it.
So the talking clock still exists, but like most people have got a computer in their pocket now. I suppose like if you were going to be setting a clock, I don't know, if you're on like Big Ben or whatever, you go with the source of truth.
Well, the talking clock's meant to be the source of truth. That's the point, I guess, then. But I mean, I don't know. I'd like to know if
I
anyone.
know what time it is. Maybe my phone's ringing the talking clock. Where does it come from, time? We're getting existential.
We really are. I think, for me, I can't believe it still exists, and I want to know who that guy is that's saying it.
We could probably look it up. It's the BT, British Telecom. Do you have anything like that in America ever?
I'm going to have to find
Federal
out.
time clock.
I'm going to have to find out. Any listeners from America or any other countries, do you have a talking clock that you phone?
Yeah,
We want to know.
because it's kind of like having a bell tower in the village, isn't it? They no longer exist.
No? Well, phone boxes. I mean,
Phone boxes, yeah. Being able to use a phone. Well, but there's some exist, but they don't seem to work.
no, they don't work, or they're being used for another purpose.
There were Wi-Fi ones for a while, but again, you know,
I don't.
funny,
I
isn't
don't
it?
remember. I don't remember the last time I used one at all.
and of course, like iPods and Walkmans and things like that.
Well, you used to go to HMV, didn't you? The music store and listen to
Listen.
music. Just listen to music before you bought it, and that was a thing that I think Virgin or HMV, I can't remember which one, brought that out. And you don't do that
I think
anymore.
that's always been the case. We've always been able to listen to a record in a record shop.
Yeah, but
Listening booths.
I'm pretty sure Virgin, I could be wrong, I'm sorry, but one of those people brought about the ability to go in and put the headphones in and listen yourself, whereas you're talking about going into a record store and saying, what you got? And he plays it for you. That's different,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
But the
Landlines.
landlines, yeah. I mean, I think there are still some people that have some of them, but I mean, I've never in my adult life had one.
I mean, I think I technically have one in order to have internet, but I don't have the
Yes.
phone.
Correct. And the other funny thing about landlines is, and this is probably more futuristic than you think, you obviously had a phone upstairs, a phone downstairs, or multiple phones in your house, and I could be talking to you and then someone else pick up the other receiver and join the call.
Yeah.
That's like a group call now that is more technological, but that was simpler to have a group
Because
call.
it had wires.
Well, no, because
Wireless.
it was one line, so you just had to have another phone.
We've
So you could
even forgotten what it's called. Handset.
It's not a handset, though, is it? It's not a handset.
So it's a phone.
It's a phone. It's
The
a,
word phone means something completely different now. Phone means like little computer.
what do you call it? Maybe a rotary, you know, the
I think it's just called a telephone.
telephone. That's it. I always wondered about the rotary ones, though, right? Is like if you have, like when I lived in Australia, emergencies 111 or 000. I can't remember, but
Yeah,
I was like,
999's a bit stupid.
well, no, because you go do do do, or you know, because you go do 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 in an emergency. If it's 123, you've got to go all the way round. You might have like died by then.
Yeah, or not get to the end of being able to dial the number.
That's what I mean.
Terrible. Terrible. Don't make it easy for them to call us out in an emergency.
Yeah, then they
Really
won't
want
use
to
it.
go.
Yep. The other funny one I really wanted to mention here, which cost me a fortune, was in the 2000s. If I was out with friends in a pub or whatever, we used to phone this thing called AQA, which stood for
Oh, yeah.
any questions answered. I can't remember the number, but I know it was like £1 a pop, which is, you know, a lot.
A lot.
And you'd do it after a few drinks. So I'd always get a bill of like 20, £30, and we'd just sit there all night phoning them, asking them random things like, what's a great excuse to
They
tell my
must have
boss I'm not
loved
coming in?
you.
Yeah, that I actually got through to the same people because you got through to an actual human who worked
That's like
for it.
old school AI. but
Yes,
real
it
people.
is. It is. And I'd say, you know, what's a viable excuse to not go into work tomorrow without being fired? And they'd send me loads of options. Or we'd ask them a riddle. We'd give them a riddle to figure out.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh, they must have hated you.
Oh, they
You're
knew
probably
me.
nice as well.
Yeah, I was nice. I was just annoying. Annoying yet nice
Purpose.
on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, like, used to. Some things that don't exist anymore are really good. Like booking cinema tickets by phone. Do you know, used to. No, I'm in. You have to, like, what cinema are you in? Like, now you can just
Oh,
do it
yeah.
online. It's far better
Most of the time.
most of the time.
Yeah, it depends on their website. Do you know what I think's a strange thing, which probably to some degree does exist but doesn't really, is soundtracks to movies. Soundtracks to movies were just as important as the movie, you know, like Dirty Dancing, Top Gun, all of those different movies, and the soundtrack was so powerful and would always remind you of that now. And it was the soundtrack album was just as important as the movie, and it was just
Yeah,
wonderful. Yeah.
are there not that many films that still have that, surely?
No, not that I'm aware of. Maybe on like musical movies, like specifically musicals.
Yeah, like Wicked or
Yeah.
whatever.
Think of the last movie you saw. Can you tell me what the music was? Whereas like Dirty Dancing, you know, you could instantly tell me what that is. You could tell me, you know, for Top Gun, for, you know, Mel Gibson movies and, you know, all these different songs, they were epic. And James Bond still does, like Adele done some. But I mean, generally, it's not as much of a thing, just like music videos.
Just like music videos. It's just 1 minute 60 reels now, isn't it?
It's crazy. And I was watching a music documentary on MTV, funny enough, about how music videos came about. And
MTV had
I know.
a music video.
Yeah, but it's like they don't anymore. But when it
No.
first came about, the Go-Go's, which is Belinda Carlisle, they did a music video for their song, and they said they didn't know why they were doing it because no one would ever see it.
Wow.
They became really big from that. And their music video had no story. They were just driving around having fun.
It's a different world, isn't it? Because now it's like you have to have video. It's just a different world.
But it's not.
Have a video with it doesn't really exist.
Yeah, it's not a music video. It's a reel or an online clip or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like a elaborate. You know, do you remember like Meatloaf and like? There's always stories. There's a whole
Thriller,
story.
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah. There's a proper story. It's like a movie. It's like a mini movie. Or was.
I'm sure there's the odd one. I mean, does anyone have the budget for that these days?
Well, it's not. It's about whether it's worth it, isn't it? I really want them to bring back.
It normally
80s.
happens like as an advert. I saw this. It was shown in the halftime of the Super Bowl, where it was like a car advert, where a band rigged up a car with a weight and a track, so it played a 3-minute song by driving a particular. Like there were spoons coming off the wheels and they'd hit things, and that was the drums, and there was pianos, which had like, you know, literally all the pianos were tuned to a particular. It's
Wow.
amazing, this thing. And it was shown at the halftime because it was advertising a car. That is a wicked piece of, you know, logistics and art and all of that. Wicked. For an
Well,
advert.
talking about that, like adverts, TV adverts, and again, I can only talk for the UK, but they used to be way better than they are now. There was generally a storyboard attached to it. Like, what was the one? What was the one to do with the chocolate? And it was,
Oh, the man who wears black.
yeah. And that was like a real story, or like the PG Tips, was it? Was it PG Tips, or was it the other?
With all the little guys.
Well, no, the family. Oh, that was Bisto,
Oh,
Oxo.
PG, Oxo. But
Oxo.
PG Tips had the monkey, the chimpanzees.
Yeah. Yes, it was, yeah. But the Oxo family, they were a family. There was a story. You got to know the family. You got to know the mum, the dad, the siblings, and you actually grew to know them.
Very clever.
Very clever. Very clever. And I miss the adverts used to be great. And I did say this once back in the 90s that we shouldn't, when you were recording on VHS, we don't have VHS anymore. When you're recording a movie, people used to try and stop recording for the advert. So it was just one continuous movie. And I remember specifically saying, leave it, because then you'll be able to watch it and see how it's changed.
There's something about being able to watch a very old advert, and I'm sure on YouTube there's many.
True.
That kind of the same as like an old style bottle washing up on the shore.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just,
Yeah, I mean-
it's just wonderful. Wonderful. I love watching stuff like that. How about
What else
school
doesn't
things?
exist?
School things.
School things. Blackboards. Have interactive-
Overhead projectors. Overhead projectors.
Oh, the OHPs where you have to write on them. Yeah, I'm sure some places still have them.
I'm not convinced, Faith.
No,
Why
I
would they
mean,
have them?
paper even. Yeah, I know you can still use notepads and stuff, but you used to have like loads of paper, and now you just get PDFs.
Yeah. It's funny because when I
have,
write,
like, a school bag of like paper.
yeah,
Now it's all on my.
I did. I remember my car got broken into when I was at college, and all my notes for the whole year were in it. And they took the bag with the notes in it and probably just dumped them in and I had 0 notes for my exams.
Oh, that's traumatic.
Yeah. It just is what it is. But I think when I write now, my hand hurts.
Really?
Yeah. You write more than me, though.
I do.
You do.
Well, writing, yeah, totally. In terms of typing instead. Yeah,
That's what I
I
mean.
forget how to type. I mean, write.
Right.
Yeah.
When I write a
yeah,
lot, though.
my handwriting is for me and me alone. It's not like anyone else can read it.
Well, no, I always had great handwriting, but not as much anymore. But
Same.
when I write Christmas or birthday cards, I'm not joking, just a card. By the end of it, my hand's aching.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the end of my, birthday card, firstly, if I can think of what to say, by the end of the sentence, it's like just a flat line.
Here's one that someone gave to me, still at school, but maybe young school, like what, elementary school or primary school for us, is the playground games.
Or like Red Rover and stuff.
Well, I don't know what that is. Bulldog. Do you remember Bulldog?
Oh, that bulldog, that's what it was called.
As got banned.
Run at each other.
Yeah, basically it wouldn't be allowed now, I don't think. Because you
I know they
everyone
let
was,
you do it. Can break bones and shit.
but we survived.
Did we? Or are we all paying for a lot for therapy? What else? Hopscotch. No, people still.
Hopscotch.
I'm sure people still
must
play
do.
games. But I do think that maybe the kids of today, having so much more to do on screens, don't have the same experience of the outside world that we do.
And social media, just being on social media is the thing.
Yeah, if they're
to do.
allowed.
Yeah. What is the other one?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a funny one. When you got in trouble at school, you'd have to do a thing called lines, where you'd write, I will not
Yeah.
disrupt the class. I will not disrupt the class. Like 300 times. I mean, my hand wouldn't cope with
Stop
that now.
singing Madonna's Holiday. I will stop singing Madonna's Holiday.
Or you had to do it on the blackboard, even worse, because you've got to stand
That's
up
the
and
beginning of The Simpsons, isn't it? Bart Simpson writing something on the blackboard.
blackboards. Although I hate the feel of that, but do they have blackboards anymore? Why would they have?
Well, they must do. I mean, I haven't been into school for ages.
I think you're in denial. I think you're in denial with all these
I mean, you can
things.
still buy chalk.
But that would be for like a bar putting their menu up or their specials on the blackboard. Maybe that. But I can't imagine going into a school now and there being a blackboard.
Instead of an interactive whiteboard or something.
Or just a screen that they can write on.
Yeah, or a PowerPoint presentation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I remember doing my first PowerPoint and I thought it was absolutely incredible. And it just had, do you remember word art?
Yes.
And I just had these big, different styles of word art on each slide, just telling them what I wanted to tell them. And I thought it was the most creative thing. Yeah, I thought it was the most creative thing on the planet. It's horrific.
I quite like PowerPoint still to this
I
day.
do. But I did learn
I like
quickly.
a PowerPoint slide that's got like 100 words on it. I want a picture
No,
or a Word
exactly.
document to read. Thank you.
But another thing I did when I got into PowerPoint, you can do the animation where things fly in and all of that. And I remember my first one, things flew in from different angles, different flying animations on each slide. And then I thought, it didn't work in practice. I was like waiting for this thing to arrive.
Yeah, keep it simple,
Keep it simple, stupid.
as they say.
Exactly. What else? We're getting to the end of the time here, but is there anything else that we want to kind of... Did you ever have a pager?
No, never had a
I did.
pager.
I thought it was more
I had a
American.
friend that had a pager.
Yeah, I'd never had, but I don't see the point of a pager really.
No.
No,
I think I'd been a couple of years older, I might have ended up with one. But like by the time I was old enough to want to have phones were available. I was 20 when I got my first phone.
I was 15. I am a baby though.
Yeah. I
And the
say, well, I don't need a phone. I'm either at home or I'm at the pub, and if I'm at neither, then I'm halfway in between. And when I moved up to London, all of my friends clubbed in for my birthday and bought me a mobile phone.
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Was it a 1-to-1?
Yeah, Nokia. I mean, these days, don't they? Used to spend money on like your polyphonic ringtones, and now I don't think I've had my phone on silent for about 5 years.
It's funny. I read something somewhere the other day saying that we used to wait till 9 p.m. so our 3 minutes kicked in so we could call people, and now we have 3 unlimited minutes. We don't call anyone.
Anyone? No. You phone at in the office, your phone used to ring. If somebody's phone rang, you answered it for them, and now
No,
no.
never do that in a million years. Crazy.
Oh, it depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't answer your phone.
No, not your mobile phone, but your phone on your desk in your office. You tell mate, hello, please be here.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, I've never had one of them.
Oh, well.
I'm not important enough, clearly. I think we want to get the listeners to kind of tell us about things that exist and don't exist anymore that did.
Yeah, what do you miss? What used to be an everyday thing and now you no longer? What is no longer? Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been fun. This has been a fun episode. See you later. See you later. Yeah. See you next week.